guys, this is Dalia. Welcome back to my channel. This is a crafting channel. I do all kind of crafts. I do scrapbooking, card making, planning, cross stitch, crochet. Now I started quilting. Anything that is out there I do, because I like to do all kind of stuff. I have been crafting all my life. I started way back when ceramic was the thing. So so this is a crafting channel, like my namesake, Crafting with Dalia. But this video is about sewing. It's about a haul sewing. Recently started quilting. I'm taking a quilting class online for Blueprint, and it's the English Paper Piecing Quilting, which you do by hand. You could also do by sewing machine, because the class that I'm taking gives you that tip. So, but right now I'm doing it by hand. I'm taking the class. I'm doing it slowly. When I purchased the class, I signed up to Blueprint, so I like to look at the class completely before I start the project, because I want to know what I'm going to be doing. So I already saw the whole class, so now I went back and I'm in class number 2, which is start with the hexagons and how to sew them and all that. So but I am the kind of person that when I start a hobby, I go big. Either you go big or you go home, right? So I invest right away in everything that I need for that hobby. That's why I have a room that is like a store, because I have my scrapbooking stash is huge. My planning stash is huge. My cross stitch stash is big, getting bigger by the day. And now I have always sew. I started sewing when my grandmother taught me to sew to make Barbie clothes, because I was a Barbie girl. So she showed me how to sew doing Barbie clothes back in the days. I'm 51, so back in the days. And so I have always sew, and I always do, you know, my garments. I do dresses or skirts or whatever for myself. I did that for a while, then I stopped. Like everything, I stopped for a while. Now I'm back again into sewing. I want to do clothing too, but I have a whole bunch of patterns. I have been collecting patterns for a while, so I have a whole lot. And but now I always have this bug that I want to do quilting, but machine quilting intimidates me a little bit. And I just saw a whole class on fat quarters on how to make your own. She showed you step by step how to make a quilt, machine quilt, and it's not that bad. It's not that bad. I'm gonna put my hand into that later on. Right now I am just gonna be on. I'm gonna do the English paper piecing for a while, and then I would do into hold on guys, my battery is dying. Okay, sorry about that. So I am gonna do that class, I forgot her name, the lady from the fat quarter did step by step. I watched the whole class. It's not that bad. I am gonna do it, but once I'm moved and I have a better setup for sewing. Right now I don't have a good setup for sewing. So, but like I was saying, I am the kind of person that when I start a hobby, I go big and I invest in everything that I need for that hobby. So I have been buying lots of stuff. I have a sewing machine, but my sewing machine is very limited for quilting. I have a brother, and he has like 3 or 4 stitches that I could use for quilting, but that wasn't enough for me. So I purchased a sewing machine, a patchwork sewing machine, which is for quilting, patchwork quilting. So I purchased that machine through Singer. It was a $500 machine, and it was on clearance. It was on clearance for $90. So I bought that machine. I haven't received it yet. I don't know where I'm gonna put it because, like I say, this room is not set up for sewing. This is my crafting paper room. I don't even have my cross stitch up here because I have no space. My cross stitch is downstairs in my room, which I'm running out of space there too, because I have 2 desks there where I have my computer and where I have everything that I use for Project Life albums. So I have no space. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. I need a she shed. I need a she shed, but I don't own house, so I cannot put it because then you cannot take it when you move the she shed, and I'm not gonna pay $6,000 for a she shed and then I had to leave it. So now I am. That's why I'm never got into the quilting, because it's been in my bucket list for years to do quilting. But you need big space. You need a big area to have a big cutting table and all that stuff. And I don't have the space here. But okay, well, where was I? I forgot. So anyway, I have purchased a whole bunch of stuff for this new hobby of mine. So now, like I had so many stashes, now I gotta build my fabric stash. But the good thing about English paper piercing is that you could work with fat quarters, jelly rolls, and charm packs. And I will explain to you guys all that right now. So fat quarters, you could get them either like this, individual, or hold on, let me grab. Hold on, guys. Hold on. I should have had this ready. Oh my God. Never mind. Because I can find them here now. Okay, so never mind, guys. Well, fat quarters, you get them either. These are from Michael. Michael sells them like this. You could get them from Joann. They come like this. They cost in Joann, they cost $2.99. But I wait when they are 50%, or when they put it for 99 cents, because sometimes they put it for 99 cents. I'm waiting for that 90 cents so I could go stack up on them. So you could get the fat quarter like this. This is from Joann, and Walmart also sell them like this. Walmart, Joann sells them like this, and Hobby Lobby sells them like this. Michael, they sell them to you this small, and some Michaels, not all Michaels. So you get fat quarters like that. So those are fat quarters, or you get them in bundles like this, fat quarter bundles. The other thing you could get is the jelly rolls, which is this rolls of fabric, and then you get charm packs. Is squares, 5x5 squares. So I purchased a whole bunch of things, and then because of English paper piecing, you use a template, plus you use, and I don't have one here. I had to get up again. Gosh. Okay, so for English paper piecing, guys, you use paper, which you use the shape in papers, any shape. This is hexagons. These are called jewel, and luckily I have 3 machines that could cut these shapes for me, so I don't have to, because you could buy them already cut for you, laser cut, but it could become pricey if you have, because each pack of 100 is $8. And this is paper, guys. You could reuse them, but there's gonna be times that after 3-4 reuse, because I use glue, it's gonna be disposed. You have to throw it away. So if you do the math, it could come out pricey buying the papers. I have 3 machines. I have a Cameo 4 that I could upload images to trace the shape and cut it any size I need it. I have the Cricut. I mean, I could create the basic shapes like hexagon, triangles, all that with the machines, but like odd shapes like this, like the jewel and all the shapes that I have, I need to find the image in Google. There's plenty of images in Google, free patterns for you to trace and cut it by hand. So what I'm doing is I'm uploading it to my Cameo, but my Cameo is giving me a pain in sizing because I put 1 inch and it comes out, I don't know what's going on with my Cameo. I'm gonna try my Scan and Cut sucks. I hate that machine so much. I think I'm gonna get rid of it. Because I had the first edition, I sold it, bought the second edition, which should be better because it had color detection, and it sucks. It cannot detect an image that I upload. It detects 3 and not the other 2, and it's black lining. So I don't know, that's kind of cut. I have a love and hate relationship with it. The same thing I have a love-hate relationship with my Cameo. But anyway, so I have my Cameo. I cut a whole bunch of already for my Cameo. Got a hard time sizing, so I'm gonna try next my Cricut to see if it does a better work. I tried tracing some and cut it with the Scan and Cut, but it was not tracing the whole thing. I did a whole 8.5 by 11 trace, and it only traced like 5 of them, and the rest didn't. I don't understand that machine. So. But anyway, luckily I had 3 machines that I could work with and fight with and get my pieces cut. So I don't have to purchase the thing. And I just discovered the Crafter Companion has a line of patchwork dies. So they have this die. So I'm gonna purchase the ones that I mean, I don't need to because I have the machine to cut them for me. But with the die, I could cut the fabric. I could cut more than one fabric with the die. So I just discovered the whole line of patchwork for the Crafter Companion. I have the Gemini Junior. So I'm going to invest on those dies later on, not right now. But I'm going to invest on those dies. Also, Sizzix has big dies. They are for patchwork, which I have my big shop that I could. So I do have the machines, plus I could get the dies to do the cutting for me. That I don't have to do it by hand. But you don't need to. You could do it by hand. You could do it by hand. I started doing it by hand, but then I said, what the heck I'm doing? I got machines that could do this for me. So what I did is I went to Google, looked for all the patchwork and Pinterest, all the shapes that are out there for this. And I already have them in my computer. I just gotta start uploading them one by one. I did like 20 of them already in my Cameo, and I created, you know, once I trace them, I create the whole page cut. So all I had to do is cut, and it cut me 25, 30 at the same time, because I have a project that for one shape I need 400 of them. I wasn't gonna cut that by hand, and if I order the pack, it's $90. I could spend those $90 in something else instead of paper. Yes. So, because it's come from Australia too, so. But I got the machine, I got the shape, because every pattern you buy, it brings you the shapes if you want to cut it by hand. So I got the papers, I could do it. So those are the things you need. So those are small. If you could, so those hexagon work perfect with the jelly rolls. More than perfect with fat quarters. With the this is the charm pack. This is the 5x5 square. I also purchased 2 mini. They have these are 4x4 charms, and they also come a 2x2 charm, which are perfect. So I purchased those, and then I purchased this ones in Joann. But let me start with the fabric, because I'm all over the place. So that's the basic of English paper piecing. So, and then you do it by hand, and then you put the quilt together. Let me share with you. I'm doing the class project, which is a sample quilt. a sample quilt. So you're gonna do, I'm gonna do 8 black. This is black. This is considered a black. I cheated because when I started the class, I wasn't planning on purchasing a sewing machine just for quilting. So I said, I don't have a quilting machine, so how am I gonna quilt it at the end of the class? So I said, well, this is a sampler just for me doing the basic of every step of the shapes that we work in class. So I'm gonna buy pre-quilted fabric. So I cheated, but for my real one, I will not use pre-quilted. So I bought pre-quilted fabric, and this one has like a shine to it. I love it. So I cut 8 blocks, and then when they finish, then I gotta sewing together to create the wall hang. It's a wall hanger quilt, sample quilt. So I already did the first one. That's the first class, and I'm doing, of course, a Paris theme because it's gonna be in my room, so it has to be with my decoration. So this is the first class. And now thinking about it, I still, because you're supposed to, at the end of the class, you're supposed to quilt it so it could have the whole design. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna follow this line of the quilt already, so I could quilt this part too. So all I had to do is follow this line right here to quilt this, and then following over here to quilt it. So that's how I'm gonna finish it, but I cheated at the beginning. It's okay, my first one. I wasn't gonna have a machine for it, but now I do, so we'll see. And then the back is already quilted, so, but once I sew together, you're gonna see the seam, the binding. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna see if I could find fabric like this, a whole yard, and then make the cover like that. But that is English paper piecing. So I did my first block. So let me share with you guys all the fabrics that I purchased. I got this 4x4 square. No, these are 4x4 squares in Amazon. I get 100 pieces. So I got those. I got different kinds of fabric. So if you want to do like a scrap quilt, which is you don't have a theme, you use different whatever you have on hand, you could do a quilt like that. So just for practicing, I bought this one because they were very inexpensive. So I bought this 4x4 squares, and then I bought these 4x4 squares also. I get 200 pieces here. This one has I haven't opened this one. I looked through this one. This one has very pretty fabrics. So for small projects like mug rugs or stuff like that, I could use this pack. Then I got this charms squares from Michael. There was on clearance for $197, and they are 5x5, and I get 20 pieces, and this is all black and white fabric, so perfect. And I think you get 2 of each design. So you get no 3 4. So you get 4 of each design. So you get 5 designs and you get 4 of each. So that's plenty for a thing. So I got that one. I found this other one in blue for $197. Again, for small projects, it's good. Especially if I want to do like a 4th of July mug rug. Look, stars and stripes. So that is that one. Then I got these fat quarters. I do have another one. I have purchased first the same fat quarter. I have purchased it for that sample quilter, but then I decided not to use it. and I bought something else. So I have 2 of these already the same, but the next project is a big project. I'm gonna shoot for the stars, and I'm gonna do a quilt. And so I decided to use this Paris fabrics for that quilt, for that project, because I need 26 5/4 for it. So I have 5 here. These are 2 different kind of fabrics. They're all Paris theme, but they are different. So I have 2 of this one that's 10, and I got 2 of this one that's 20, and then I found the jelly roll, so that will help me for the 26 5/4 that I need to do that project. So that's my next project. And the funny thing is that the project that I'm gonna do, I just find out when I watched last Christine all the things, floss tube, the last one, not the one she put on yesterday, the long one last time. She's gonna do the same quilt that I'm gonna do. I mean, she's more experienced than me because she's been doing this for a while. That's why I saw her do the English paper piecing and the foundation paper piecing, and that's what inspired me to go try it. So, but yeah, I was laughing because when she showed them the pattern, I was like, oh my God, I'm going to do the same pattern. So I'm going to follow her to see. And if I have problems, I'm sure that I could ask her and she will tell me. So this is going to be for that pattern. I'll show you that pattern in a minute. So it's going to be Paris theme, of course, because it's going to be for my bed. So it has to be Paris theme, pink, but white and black. So I got all the fabric already. I do have, when I purchased the pattern was a PDF, it brought me the paper with the shapes that I need. So I need to cut those. I haven't cut them yet. And one of them is 400 pieces and one of them is 200 pieces. I'm not going to stress myself and cut them all at once. I'm going to cut them as I need them. When I'm going to work in one block, I cut the ones that I need for that block. I'm not going to overwhelm myself cutting all the pieces at once because it's going to overwhelm me and I'm not going to do it. So I'm going to cut as I need. I have the machines. I could do it. So yeah, so that's the only thing I don't have is the acrylic pieces and the paper pieces. You really don't need the acrylic pieces to cut the fabric. I still could use the pattern pieces and cut the fabric at just 1/4 of an inch. You either leave a 1/4 of an inch border of a 3/8 inch border. I like the 1/4 and an inch border because you don't get too bulky in the back. So you don't need the acrylic pieces for it. It's good if you have them, but it costs too much money to ship from Australia. Like I said, to get the pattern, the acrylic pieces and the paper pieces is $90. I prefer to spend those $90 either on fabric or patterns. So I'm gonna cut the paper and then I'm gonna eyeball and cut around the fabric to do it. So it's not necessary. Again, to start, you don't need to invest in everything that I did. You could do just the basic with paper and scissors, but I'm not that kind of person. So so I invest. If I had the money, I could do it. If you don't have the money, you don't have to do it. You could do paper piecing the old-fashioned way. Scissors, print, trace, print the shape, trim it, trace it in cardstock or paper or copy paper. Cut it with fabric, with scissors, as many as you need. But I had the machines. I already invested in machines, so I'm gonna put my machines to use. And I did invested in some acrylic shapes. So, but the ones for this project, it's a lot of money because it's from Australia, and I have not been able to find the shapes in acrylic in the US. So anyway, continue with the fabric. I got this fat quarter. It is very cute, very springly. So I purchased it for future project. I have no project for it in mind now, but I gotta start building my stash fabric. So Joanne had a good coupon. It was 40% of total of your purchase. So of regular prices, so I bought a whole bunch of fabric that was not on sale. So I bought this fat quarter. All this is from Joann, except these ones they are from Michael, and these ones they are from Amazon. But then I bought this set. It's very pretty. It's pink and peachy, very springy, summery colors, soft colors that I like. So I had this for future project. Not yet. Then I purchased this. Is so cute. I don't want to open this thing because these jelly rolls, they are so cute. So this one is a jelly roll, what is called a jelly roll, and it consists of strips of fabric that are 2.5 by 42 inches. So it is the width of the fabric and then 2.5 inches wide. So this one is crafting related. So I don't know if you can see it. That's the glue gun. This is like stitches, buttons, sewing. This one I want to do like a placemat, a placemat for my to put in my sewing area, or to put the sewing machine in top of it. So future project for my craft room. So that is that one. Then I bought this purple one, very pretty, purple and grays. It has hearts, flowers. I like this fleur-de-lis. It has this thing that is very Parisian, and it has it in pink. No, not pink, lila. So it's like purple and gray. So very cute color scheme for future projects. Then of course I needed to have this. I saw that, yep, flamingo, yes. So this one I'm gonna do a wall hanger maybe with flamingo and pineapple, so it could be display, or maybe a table center or something, so it could be displayed in the summer, because summer I decorate with flamingo because I love flamingos. So I had to have it. It has flamingo, has to have it. Then I got this white solid. It's not solid because it has white on white designs. I don't know if the camera will catch them, but it's got like white on white design. But it's considered a base solid, so it's good to have to use with when you're using BC fabrics. You need to use, solid colors in between. So that is the 5 jelly rolls they're so cute. I don't want to open them. Jelly rolls that I started buying for my build the stash, and the fat quarters. I do have a whole bunch of fat quarters that I purchased. I can find them, but these fat quarters, this type of fat quarters, I purchased a whole bunch. So most of them are for project bags, but I already started purchase some for a project that I have in mind already. Some sunflowers curtains that I want to do for my kitchen. So that is the fabric. And then from the regular fabric, I saw this one and I had to have it for a project bag. Love it. And I have a pattern that is just like that, a dimension pattern, the truck with the dogs and the tree, that I'm working on it. So maybe when I finish this bag, I will transfer that project. Then I saw this one. Look how cute. It's called a Stitch in Time. Beautiful. Again, for a project bag. And I have a head that is called a Stitch in Time that I have not started. So once I do the bag, it's gonna get transferred to this bag. And then the Simplicity Ladies, I had to have it, of course. I had to have it for this one. I'm gonna go back and get a few yards because I think I will do some curtains or sewing machine covers for the sewing machines. So love the Simplicity Ladies. And speaking of Simplicity Ladies, vintage, just a Simplicity vintage, I bought the cushion, the pink cushion, because it was cute and it was on sale, 40% off, so I purchased it. again, and I bought some bias tape that I need for the quilt, because I purchased the one that I got was too dark. This is the one that I got for when I finished the project, but it's too dark, so I went with a light, excuse me, with a lighter one to finish the quilt. And then I bought this ones for some project boards that I need to create. Then I purchased these shapes. I don't have these shapes. These are for jelly roll cutters, but it will work with the fabric that I'm using. And this one, you already have, you see the shape. In my case, that is I'm using paper, the English paper piecing. So the inside will be the side of the paper that I need to cut, and the outside is the seam allowance that you need to glue it. But I don't know what size is this. I gotta measure it. I gotta measure it. So and I don't know if this one is measured like this. How is this one? I gotta look it up. So I could cut this as of the paper and then cut it. I mean, I could use it. So I bought the, I don't know what it is called. This one is called Mini Fat Cats. This is the dressing. This is the easy angle. And this is the 120-degree triangle. I need this one for that thing, so I bought that one for that. The other one is just to have a mustache. So I bought those in Joann. Then in Joann, I also bought this needle threader, because for the English paper piecing, you gotta use a very thin needle, but the needle eye is so small that I can, not even with my magnifying glasses, I could see it. So supposedly this will thread it for me. So I purchased it. It was expensive, $18, but I used a 50% coupon for it. So I haven't tried it. If not, it's going back. But it's supposed to thread my needle, so we'll see. And so that's all I got from Joann. Then I bought a whole set of 108 pieces of English paper piecing. It have all kind of shapes. They still don't have all the shapes that are out there, but it has the basic shapes. And the way this one is it brings me, it's right here. This, I gotta take that paper. They are acrylic. I just have it. I gotta sit down and measurement, and they label them for what inch they are, so I don't have to measure them every time I'm gonna use them. So yeah, you gotta take this paper out, but I'm gonna do it as I use them because there's a lot of them. So this will be to trace the outer edge to cut the fabric, and the inside is to cut the paper. So I would use this one, trace it and cut it. I bought this as soon as I started this, without realizing that I had the machines. I could return them to Amazon. There's no problem, but I'm gonna keep them, because sometimes if it's one or two a few things, I could cut them with the Rotary Cutter. And if I need them to find out where I'm gonna, like if I'm gonna do fussy cutting, I need a template, because I need to know exactly where I'm gonna cut to do the fussy cutting to create the design. And this is to cut the outer of this. So I will put this in the fabric where I want it, and then with the Rotary Cutter I cut around it. Easy peasy. So I bought a whole bunch of shapes. I have the triangles, I have hearts, and it brings the inside also. They're all over the place. The hearts, I had this type, I have squares, I have the clamshells, I have the corners, perfect for corners. Right here, I have the corners, triangles, the apple core, all kind of shapes. And the set that I bought, it was 108 pieces, so I got 2 bags of shapes. That's why I said that I had to sit down and label them and remove the paper, but that's gonna be as I use them, because I have leaves, which I could use the leaves for, and the hearts for applique. All kind of good stuff, guys. So as of now, another triangle. As of now, I am set with the basic tools that I need to do this craft. All I have to invest now is in fabric. I need to build my stash in fabric, which you don't have to build your stash. You could buy fabric as you need them. But knowing me, I want to have a stash of fabric. It looks so beautiful when you see all that fabric. So those are the acrylic pieces for paper piecing that I have. Plus I have my machine to create any other piece on any other shape that I don't have here. So that is that. Okay, there are 2 persons in paper piecing, English paper piecing, that are big persons in this community, in the community of quilting, which is Sue Daly and Tula Pink. They are big in quilting. So from Sue Daly, I watch all her videos on English paper piecing. She has this Rotary Cutter, and what it is that you put your piece here and you just turn as you cut, so you don't have to be all over the place. You just rotate and cut, or rotate and glue the pieces. So I purchased that. You don't need it, but it was pink and I got it. So I got that. I didn't buy hers because I found the Sue Daly, she has the fussy cutting mirror, which is a reflection mirror. I was gonna buy it, but then when I searched in Amazon, I found one a lot cheaper. Hers was like $25. I purchased this one for $10, and it does the exact same thing. So I decided to go with the cheaper one. So what this does is, if you want a paper piece, if you want to create or design, so you put the mirror in the place, and then it shows you there, as you can see there, it shows you how it will look when you paper piece the whole thing. Like right there, you can see, if let's say I want to do that flower, so that's how it will look when I do the whole center. So this is cool. So I bought the cheaper version. It does the same thing, and then it brought me a degree holder, so when I want to put it, so I could put it. So again, you could do it without the mirror, but the mirror makes it faster. So I purchased that in Amazon. I purchased it for $9. The one that has her name and it's pink, it was $25. I almost got it, but then I said, nope, let's get the cheaper version. Then I was watching Tula Pink, all her videos also of paper piecing. She used this Sue Tights. These are magnets, and what you do with this is you put it between when you're sewing the shape, because you gotta sew this before you put it as in the panel. You gotta do this by hand and add all the things like that, right? So when you have 2 of them, you gotta hold them so it could stay even. You could use the clip-its. I was using the clip-its, but this magnet is for that. This magnet is for that. Again, unless you don't need all these gadgets. If you want to do the craft, you don't need to. If you don't have the budget, you don't have to go beyond your budget to get all the stuff. This thing will work, and Dollar Tree now have packs of this one. So perfect. This one are pricey. You don't get that much. I got this pack in Hobby Lobby with a 40% coupon. But this ones do the same thing. It grabs it and it brings 6 for $1 in Dollar Tree. I bought like 7 pack of those. So that's that. But that is what is that for. Then again, you don't need this, but she was using it. She said it was cool, so I fell down that whole rabbit hole with paper piercing. So these are scissors just to cut the thing. What this does is this one, they are like curved. I don't know if you see it. So when you cut the thread, it cut it all, so you won't see it. Like if you got threads coming out through the thing, you just cut it and it will cut it. It will cut it and you won't see it. So again, not necessary, but Talia bought it. And then I bought this cute sewing thingy so I could keep all my paper piecing stuff in there. Like I don't have a place right now, so I had to, you know, have everything in there. And paper piecing is on the go. You could do it on the go, so I could have all the things I need, just grab the pieces that I'm working on and take that in the car, which I'm gonna do next week. My mother has a eye surgery, cataract surgery, so I gotta sit there for 3 to 4 hours until they do that. So I'm taking my class project and I'm gonna work on it. So I'm gonna put everything I need here and take it and sit in the car. And next week we have her appointment also, and only one at a time in my hairdresser. So while they do my mother, I gotta sit in my car to. So I got something to do. So I have everything here. And the other thing that you need is where is it? Thread. I bought a whole I bought some thread that I don't have it. I had it right here. I don't know what I did to it. Anyway, I put it over there. But I bought some bobbin threads that Christine recommended, so I bought those. The one she recommended on Amazon, so I bought those. And then, like everything, I invested in books. So I had this one. Those have to make pin cushions. Can't wait to do them. I'm gonna do a whole bunch of pin cushions. This is more quilting, but you could do paper piercing with some of them. So. And it tells you the step-by-step how to do the sewing method. So I will do some of them sewing. And my daughter sews. She's into fashion and she loves sewing. So I'm gonna make a whole bunch for her and gift into hers. So she could, and I'm gonna make some for me, of course. Then I got this book, All Points Patchwork, and it has a whole bunch of projects that you could do, which I will do once I finish my classes. Plus it tells you the basic of, you know, one of learning English paper piecing. And then I bought this applique by hand applique book, because I was watching Sue Daly and she do a lot of hand applique mixed with her paper piecing quilts, and they are beautiful. So again, I bought the hand applique technique book, and it brings a whole bunch of patterns so I could start playing with it. And then I bought, oh, here are they. These are the threads that Christine recommends, so I bought those. She recommended the bigger one, the donut, but they didn't. The one that it was shipping. I don't know from where it's shipping, because it was said that I'll receive it in mid-June. I needed it right away because I wanted to start the class. So I bought this one, but I'm gonna order the one she linked. I'm gonna order it because it could take whatever, because I got this one to start. A lot of these great quilters, they use the Aerofill thread. That is a expensive it's $6 a spool. I ain't gonna spend that much. So this one do the same thing. I'll do that. And then I bought this. This is a fusible web adhesive. So because one of the projects is that I'm gonna do a placemat for the dogs, and then I want to personalize it with the name. So I'm gonna cut the letters with my Cricut, because I could cut with my Cricut Explorer. I think I could cut fabric, or with my Scan and Cut. One of them I could cut fabric. And with my Cameo, I think I could cut fabric with my Cameo. So I could cut the letters with my Cameo and then put this and fuse it to the project. And like always, you gotta invest in patterns. So I'm already finding every free pattern that I could find for small projects, and I have purchased a few already. This is the one that I'm talking about that Christine is gonna do, and I have purchased way before I saw her doing it. So it's called Sheree's Quilt. I think it's a lap. It's 63. I'm gonna do the 8 black. No, I'm gonna do the 6-inch blacks. It's gonna be 63 by 73. I don't know, is that considered, according to the charts that I have, because I had downloaded some information about quilting. According to the charts that I have, a 63 by 73 is considered a lap quilt. So I'm gonna do that, and I'm in a few groups, and I find out about summer quilt, which means it doesn't have the batting, and I think I will do them like that so it won't be thick. I'm gonna move to Florida. I don't need thick quilts over there. So I think I would do that version, the light summer quilts. So that is that one. This is an English paper piecing pattern. Is completely different. The English paper, no, this is foundation paper piecing, completely different from English paper piecing. But I have a class for it, so, and I have watched a whole bunch of videos on it, and I think I could do it. And I love that pattern, beautiful. And then I want to do my quote in there, find your wings and fly, and Applique. So that's another one that I'm going to do. This is another one that I'm going to do. This is a free one that I found in a thing, and it's a miniature quilt. Miniature quilts is more like wall hangings, or you could use them as a table desktop, table decor. So that is one that I'm going to do. Not in those colors, of course. It has to be my colors, pink, white, and black, because that's my decoration. Or pink, white, and red. Pink, white, and black is my room and my craft room. Pink, white, and red is in the house. So that's another one. This is another one that I'm gonna do. I purchased this one. It's so I could do bags, project bags. Out of that, it could be quilting bags, or it could be in crochet bags, or it could be cross stitch bags. So I'm gonna go do those. And I think that's it. That's all I have for. Oh, and I bought a whole bunch of square rules, you know, the quilting rules. I bought a whole. I have a 12 by 10.5 by 10.5, 8.5 by 8.5. I have a 6, a 5, a 4, a 3, and a 2. I need to get the 12 by 12. The 12 by 12, and I have a 6 by 12 and a 24 by a 6 by 24 ruler. All I need is the 12 by 12, and I have a variety of them. But those rulers are expensive. You gotta get them with a 60% off coupon. So that's it. That is my big 43 minutes of my quilting haul. I don't know if I think I ain't gonna do my projects, how you call, my projects progress on the quilts. I think I'm gonna do them together with my cross stitch. I'm not sure, or I don't know if I will do just a separate video for quilting, sewing. So let me know in the comments if you would like to see it separate for cross stitching, or if you don't mind seeing it with my cross stitch. I don't know if you watch my cross stitch videos. I don't know who watched what in my channel. My channel is not very good right now in the view version, and the viewers is doing pretty bad. I do what I can, and I like to show what I'm into. So, you know, if you watch it, you watch it. If you don't watch it, I don't get paid from YouTube. Believe me or not, my channel is monetized, and I never have a check from YouTube yet. So I don't live out of YouTube. I do this for me, I guess, to talk to somebody, at least one person that listens to me talking about my craft makes me happy, because I have nobody else to talk to with any craft that I do, because I don't know nobody where I'm at that knows what I do. I have no friends, people. I am a loner, that's how you call her? A loner? Lonesome? I don't know. I'm alone and everything, so. But anyway, if you watch it, you watch it. If you don't watch it, talk to myself then. I still have a few views. It's not like I don't have no views at all. It's very low, but I still get views. But you know, when you have 2,000 plus subscribers, you expect a little more views. But again, I do this for fun. I do it for me. I don't live out of this. So anyway, so just let me know if you want a separate video for sewing, or if you don't mind watching it together with when I do my whips, my floss tubes videos. I could do separate videos. If that's you only interested in sewing, just let me know, and I just do sewing related only videos, and keep it separate from my cross stitch and my scrapbooking. I keep my scrapbooking and my cross stitch separate, so I don't mind keeping my sewing separate. So anyway, that's what I wanted to share with you guys. Thank you for watching, and until next time, bye now.